In corporate purchasing, competitive scrutiny is typically limited to suppliers of items that are directly related to end products. So, if the items are not directly related to the end products, they might escape competitive scrutiny. That's what it means. So, it says with indirect purchases, okay, indirect means which are not related to end products. Corporations often favor supplier partnerships, okay, arrangements in which purchaser forgoes the right to pursue alternative suppliers. Okay, they enter into partnerships wherein they are not looking for any competitors or competitive bids, which can inappropriately shelter suppliers from rigorous competitive scrutiny that might afford the purchaser economic leverage. There are two independent variables: availability of alternatives and ease of changing suppliers, that companies should use to evaluate the feasibility of subjecting suppliers. So it talks about, okay, a particular method or a particular way to employ competitive bidding, okay, depending upon two variables. So this can create four situations. So now it's evaluating whatever is given here in the last two lines. Type 1 situations, there are many alternatives and change is relatively easy. Open pursuit of alternative by frequent competitive bidding, if possible, will result in best. Type 2 situations, many alternatives but the change is difficult, like healthcare benefits. So continuously test the market and use the results to secure concessions from the existing suppliers. Type 3, few alternatives but the ability to switch is easy. So it creates a threat that companies can use to negotiate concessions from the existing suppliers. Type 4, few alternatives, change is difficult, you can't do anything. Okay, so that's what it says. Which of the following describes the relationship of the second paragraph to the first? So these kind of questions are very similar to the primary purpose questions. Okay, in primary purpose questions also we are trying to establish the roles of different paragraphs. Okay, that's what we do actually. The second paragraph offers proof of an assertion. There is no proof. It discusses four different situations. Second paragraph provides an explanation. Now if you see, it's not an explanation, it's discussion of different situations that can happen. Okay, explanation for the occurrence of a situation, no, it's not an explanation. The first paragraph discusses the application of a strategy proposed in the first paragraph. Now this is most likely what it does. Okay, it says, the purchasers can deploy some competitive bidding based upon different factors. So it's discussed in the second paragraph, okay, how the factors would play. So let's keep it. Second paragraph examines the scope of a problem. It doesn't examine the scope. Okay, problem is there. Okay, it discusses with different situations and what can be done in different situations. Second discusses the contradictions. There is no contradiction at all. C is the only option we can pick. So the following can be inferred about supplier partnerships as they are described in the passage. Okay, supplier partnerships here. So what it says, it forgoes the right to pursue alternate suppliers, and the alternate suppliers could have given economic leverage. Economic leverage means they could have benefited more financially. They cannot be sustained unless the goods or services provided are available from a large number of suppliers. It's actually opposite. It doesn't say that thing. Okay, whether you want to keep a supplier partnership or not doesn't depend on those things. They can result in purchasers paying more for goods and services than they would be in a competitive bidding situations. Yes, that's what it says. Let's hold it. These typically are instituted at the urging of the supplier. It's not mentioned. They're not feasible when the goods or services provided are directly related to the purchaser's end products. Now, it says for goods which are indirect, which are not directly related, the corporations offer favor. Okay, but it doesn't say if, and it doesn't say the opposite, that if they are directly related, then it's not feasible. It doesn't say anything like that. The least appropriate when the purchaser's ability to change suppliers is limited. Uh, this is actually opposite. Okay, when they cannot change suppliers, then it's a choice. Okay, it's the only choice kind of. B is the only option we can pick. According to the passage, which the following factors distinguishes an indirect purchase from other purchases? The ability of the purchasing company to subject potential suppliers of the purchased item to competitive scrutiny. Now, we need to find we need to distinguish. Okay, so it's not the ability. Okay, whether the purchasing company is able to do it or not, it's not the case. Okay, whether it wants to or not, that could be a case, but not the ability. Second, the number of suppliers available, again, that's not fixed. The method of negotiation that are available to the purchasing company, again, it doesn't mention that thing. Okay, it simply says the relationships of the purchased item to the purchasing company's end product. Okay, indirect means whether it is connected to the end product or not. That's simply what it says. Okay, that's what your answer is. It can be inferred that the author of the passage would be most likely to make which of the following recommendations to a company purchasing healthcare benefits. Now, if you see, for healthcare benefits, it would say it's difficult to change the supplier. So, test the market. Test the market means keep looking out for a better deal and use the results to secure concessions. So, let's say devise strategies for circumventing. It's not talking about circumventing. Obtain healthcare benefits from a provider that also provides other. No, it says obtain bids from the other providers of healthcare benefit. Yes. Okay, explore the market. Okay, and to be in a position and use that to negotiate a better deal. That's what it says actually. Okay, so we don't have to look at the other two options here. It's clear cut our answer. Which of the following is one difference between type 2 situation and type 4? So type 2 says many alternatives but change is difficult. So this is type 2. Type 4, few alternatives and change is difficult. Okay, so in both, so and the main one difference is many alternatives in situation 2, few alternatives in situation 4. Number of alternatives, yes. Let's see other options as well. Let's see what they say. The most effective approach for purchaser is to use in obtaining competitive bids. No, competitive bids is used in type 1. Degree of difficulty for the purchaser encounters when changing suppliers. If you see, change is difficult in both, so it's not the difference, it's a similarity. Frequency with which each type of situation, it doesn't talk about which is more likely to happen. The likelihood of any given purchase, no, is the only option.